Family, what's up? Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. A Nightcap, Wednesday, June 11th. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Thanks for rocking with me tonight. Yo, we got some schedules. Some times in. We had the dates, I guess, but we got some times in. So that's what we'll talk about tonight. I'll go over that. We'll do a Nightcap session. I'll talk about some of the news items that came our way today. I'll give some shout outs. We'll provide some feedback. We had a hell of a call-in show today. That was great. Man, what a show. What's up, Miss Careless? And Robert Hell, you guys checking in early. Chad Kennedy and Dan posting up early. I'll give some shout outs in a second. But first of all, I wanted to start the show off with some of this, okay? So we'll do our Nightcap roll call in just a second. But I wanted to ask you guys as we get people inside the comment box, okay? What's up, Alex? I have to ask you, are these next items real or fake? Okay, stay with me here, all right? This is some funny stuff that I saw today. Let everybody get checked in. All right, is this real or fake? Okay, number one, okay? This is a place, so this is how this works. You say real or you say fake inside the comment box. There's a brewery that is sending out drones and it'll take your beer to you. Is this real or fake? A brewery where drones are taking beers to you. Is this real or is this fake? I'm going to say, do you guys want the answer? All right, this one, obviously, this is fake. Come on. Look, this might exist in the future, but is this real? I'm going to say that I think this is fake. To be honest, I couldn't figure out if it was real or fake. I saw this on Instagram and I still don't know. This has to be fake. I'm not going to lie. This would be tight, but I mean, everyone's saying real inside the comment box. I don't know. We have to table this one because I couldn't find out the answer. I saw it on Instagram. I don't know if it's real or fake. Okay, next one. Okay, there's a bear swimming right here. This is a bear. It's not a dog. This is in Lake Gunnersville. Is this real or fake? A bear swimming at Lake Gunnersville. Is this real or fake? Inside the comment box, a bear swimming at Lake Gunnersville. Frank, what's up, man? We'll do some Nightcap shout outs in just a second. We're letting people get checked in. All right, the artist formerly known as Sean is saying real. Blake Green is saying real. So yes, this is real. The only thing that I couldn't figure out in this story, and I saw Spam post this earlier. So this is a real bear. He was swimming at Lake Gunnersville. I don't know if he made it to shore, and I don't know if he was rescued. I really hope that something was done to save this bear because, yo, last year, or it was a couple years ago, I went out to Lake Gunnersville. It was my first time there. I'd never seen a lake that big, man. It is crazy. It is so huge. So, man, I really hope that they were able to somehow save it. Does anybody know? Dirty Side, we're letting people just get warmed up, bro. You could just... This is real, all right? All right, next one. Okay, we'll get to it in a second. Just relax. All right, an 18-year-old is running for mayor in Alabama. Is this true or false? An 18-year-old is running for mayor in a city here in Alabama. True or false? All right, this is true. So you got Brandon Moss out of Ramsey High School, okay? He's running for the mayor in Fairfield, Alabama. The election started on August 26th. 18 years old, this dude's running for mayor. Hey, does that trivia? Does anybody know who actually went to Ramsey High School? Does anybody know who went to Ramsey High School? All right, he's about to ball out this season. This is true, by the way, okay? Couple more to get through. Okay, this hat, is this real? Okay, this is true. This is a real hat. I don't know why upside down hats are in right now. Do you guys like this? Would you guys like to see this? I don't know. I don't know if I'm feeling the whole upside down stuff. Okay, one more to go. All right. A lady has 4 kids, okay, at UAB. This is a Guinness World Record. Is it true or false that this is a Guinness Book of World Records event? This is our last one. True or false? All right, this is actually true. Becca and Laverius Bryant had 4 children, right? And they were delivered at UAB. But the reason that it's a Guinness Book of World Records because it was a premature delivery. So, look, UAB, outstanding. It's amazing. I want to start out the show with some funny stuff. Is it real or fake? Tune in next time, next Wednesday. And thanks for being here. Today on the show, we'll talk about the Alabama football schedule. As you saw, a lot of times were released. Now, what we have to figure out going forward are some of these flex times, right? The flex times means 2:30 or like a 7 p.m. kick. So we'll have to see what happens. And I think, looking at the Alabama schedule right now, and I'll go full screen on this, you see that Florida State up at top, 2:30 p.m., right? That's a kickoff. And all these times are Central Time. And then you have Louisiana Monroe, which will be Alabama's first night game, which would be great, right? First night game, recruits will be here, action-packed, coming after, Florida State. And then you got Wisconsin at 11. I know a lot of people don't like 11 a.m. games, right? I'm not mad at that. The fact is, Alabama does practice in the morning now under Coach Kalen DeBoer, so I think they'll be fine playing at 11 a.m. Plus, they took care of Wisconsin last year. I love Luke Fickell. I just don't think Wisconsin has it. Now we get to kind of the meat of the schedule, and I think the meat of the schedule, this will make or break Alabama, these core games right here in the center. How are we feeling about this game, 6:30 in Athens, Georgia? That game's going to be hard. Look, and someone pointed this out to me today, actually on the Facebook channel. They said that the line, I thought that Georgia was favored by 4.5. I guess the line has shrunk down to 2. So, man, look, Georgia has been favored in this matchup the last 5 times that they've played, and Alabama continues to come out on top. It'll be a very challenging game in Athens, 1,000,000%. 6:30, the crowd will be going crazy. I think it was Mike Rodak of 24/7 pointed out that more than likely Georgia will be defending, at this point in time, a 33-game consecutive home winning streak, which will be the longest in the nation. So hell of an opportunity for Ty Simpson to roll on down to Athens and put Georgia in their place. We've talked many times on the show, and this isn't just a gas up. We feel collectively that Georgia's going to take a step back this year. But we also understand that that's what I thought, Chad, but I guess it slid down to 2. That's what this guy told me today. We know it's going to be a challenge just playing on the road. We know that environment. We know Kirby Smart. However, Kalen DeBoer wins games like this, right? So that's a challenging game. After that, you got Vanderbilt. And what the flex is basically the TV network will decide right after that game what time that these games will be at. So, for example, the Vanderbilt one, 2:30 or 7 p.m. I'd love to get Vanderbilt at 7 p.m. Wouldn't this be amazing if Alabama gets Vanderbilt 7 p.m. and Alabama does really bad things to Vanderbilt this year? Who knows? Maybe they just stomp Vanderbilt. And you know what would be the biggest flex? This would be the biggest flex what they do to Vanderbilt. If they're able to beat Vanderbilt, not storm the field. Just win and just dip out. Just win, clear the stadium, and just shut the lights off. Like, that was business. We're used to doing things like this. See you next year. You see what I'm saying? That would be the hardest flex because for Vanderbilt, that was the biggest thing that happened for the Commodores in the history of the program. Like, nothing bigger has happened to Vanderbilt than beating Alabama. I mean, I think the last time that they beat them, what was it, 85 or was it 75? So you BTA, you know what that means, right? You take care of business, you clear out the stands, and you should shut the lights off. We'll do a quick interview after the game, but we're going to get home and get tucked in because it's just business to us. That would be the biggest flex ever. Seriously. All right, then you got Missouri. Is this a trap game? Nah, I don't think so. But Missouri on the road at 11 a.m., that game's interesting to me, but Oh, okay. I guess they haven't beaten Bama since 75. I think Vanderbilt was like the 80s. Okay, and then you have Tennessee, which would be a flex, 2:30 or 7 p.m. Hopefully that game is at 7 as well. Hoping for a lot of these night games. Now, I'm hoping for a day game against South Carolina. I don't know if you want to go to South Carolina and you want to play at 7 p.m. on the road. That would be wild because your first two really monumental road games will be Georgia and then South Carolina on the road. Yo, that seems tough. All right, let's finish this out. We got LSU. That'll be a night game, either 5 or 7 p.m. You got Oklahoma 2:30 or 7 p.m. Eastern Illinois at 1 p.m. and then going to the Haunted Barn for either 2:30 or 7 p.m. Hopefully, that game will be weird either way. If it's at night, that would suck. If the away games are at night, you could theoretically have what? Georgia, I guess South Carolina, and Auburn all on the road at night. Yeah, no, Mr. Big, dude, I'm with you, bro. South Carolina is going to be, that's why I don't want that game at 7. Nobody is talking about South Carolina. Nobody. I don't know why. That team's really good. That team should be better than last year. All right, let's see who was up in the house, and then we'll talk about a couple other items that went down today. I appreciate you guys kicking it with me tonight on the Nightcap. All right, so first of all, we got Chad Kennedy up in here. We got Dan Caraway as well. Lee G, what's up? The artist formerly known as Sean, good to see you. Kaylin Childress, Tone Et, turn up, what's up? Muggum, what's up? Robert, Venom 1776, man, what's up? I appreciate you. I know this is football, but Bama needs to dig into their pockets and start recruiting better baseball players. You know, Greg Burns said today, you know what? This is an interesting thing. Greg Burns, I guess, told Ryan Fowler, who does an amazing job, the radio host. He said that Alabama has figured out how to allot the $20.5 million, but they're not going to explain where they're putting the resources to. I was thinking about, can they do that being a public university? You see what I'm saying? That's going to be interesting. I want to ask somebody who knows more about that. But I was wondering, is like, shouldn't we be able to see the financial breakdown? Because, you know, as taxpayers, right, we're paying this. I don't know. It's interesting to think about. All right, Miss Careless, what's up? I appreciate you coming to us from Knoxville. That's what's up. Alex Wilder, good to see you as well. JoJo, roll tide to you, man. Thanks for kicking it with us. Let's see who else is up in here. What's up, Wen Rogers? Love it, bro. Frank the Tank is up in the house as well. Dirty South, good to see you, man, representing the 334 as always. Let's see who else. Mr. Big Homie, 43. That's what's up. Jawan, man, good to see you, bro. I appreciate you getting a workout in, man. Do it up, man. There's nothing like, you know what? I like to work out in the mornings, but there's nothing like getting a workout in the evening times, and then hitting the showers, getting in some meditation, and then crashing out. That's living right there. Alex doesn't like that hat that we showed earlier. And no, but I think this is just like a thing. For whatever reason, people are liking these upside down hats. I don't know why. Tim Lawson's up in the house as well. Sam Anderson, Nicole, good to see you. And Blakery, let's see what Blakery has to say. This is far from the future, but who you got next year? Mac or Keelan Russell? I think Mac will transfer after this year, and Russell will dominate as a freshman. Okay. Well, I just posed, look, I was thinking about this. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it could happen. We have to talk about what could happen as well. Okay. What if this happens? What if Ty Simpson has a pretty good season, right? But what if it's kind of like a, you know, what if it's not like a dominating season? But what if it's a good season? And what if he just rakes up an NIL and he gets absolutely paid by Alabama, right? But he's not like a first through a fourth round pick in the NFL draft. And he's making so much money here, I'm talking about Ty Simpson, that it makes more sense for him financially to come back again for Alabama in 2026. Has anybody thought of that? Because theoretically, now that the players are going to start getting absolutely paid, and he's going to have, I mean, look, if he becomes like a household name here, he's going to be able to sell anything that has camouflage in it, right? the university is going to go all in with him. They've already made business deals with him through Athletes Thread, right? So he's going to be making millions here. What if he is here for 2 years? I was thinking about that. I don't think that's what happened, but I think it could happen. Jarvis says not at all. I don't think so either. I think this is what I really think will happen. I really think that I think he'll ball out. I think the offense will be so dominant. And then I think they'll turn the keys over to Keelan Russell, right? And I think Keelan Russell will be here for 3 years. Now, I think when you're a quarterback and you're looking at Alabama, you have to understand that. You have to be able to understand that Alabama has a quarterback in waiting that is going to be here for, 2 or 3 years. So you have to be patient, but it doesn't take long for you to shoot up and just show yourself. So I guess we'll have to see. But it is possible that any of these quarterbacks could come back. They could dip out. Other quarterbacks could come in. We'll just have to see what happens. I don't know. I mean, we have to talk about what could happen, what might happen. But I think what is realistic is that Ty does his thing this year and then bounces to the NFL. Remember, Tyson, what is he, like 23 years old? All right, we cruised through our real or fake. If you missed this is hilarious early on. All right, the summer rain, okay? This next portion sponsored by Sonic. Out in West Memphis, Arkansas, Marion, Arkansas, where I-55 and I-40 hit. All right, you go through, you get an ocean water. Tell them Bama Football on YouTube sent you. So a new prediction is in for Gyra Edwards. Is a 5-star out of Maryland. This is monumental. This is something that clearly would break the internet. And I think when you look at the Alabama secondary in the future, my goodness, these guys are recruiting. I'm telling you, they're either going to end up with the number 1 or number 2 recruiting class when all the dust is settled. Just wait. You're getting a guy like this, Gyra Edwards. Man, I still don't know when he's going to actually commit. But, man, when he pulls the trigger and he commits, man, that is going to be an absolutely alarm that this coaching staff is recruiting at an incredible level for another consecutive year. Nothing ever changed after Coach Saban left in terms of recruiting, right? And I'm still impressed with the job that these guys were able to do last year. Gyra Edwards is a 5-star safety out of Maryland. It's hard to pull guys out of Maryland, but he came over here and loved his visit. Him and Jordan Edmonds in the same class, my goodness. You could throw on Xavier Griffin, throw on Xavier Crowwell on the offensive side. Man, that's wild. Also, in the news, and I saw Chad was just talking about this earlier as well. Josh Johnson, what's up, bro? Appreciate you being here. Tayden Kawa, right, out of Hawaii, 6'4", 225 pounds. They offered him this morning. I actually love this offer. Look, anytime you get a quarterback from the Big Island, man, the last one worked out quite well for us. Joe Stevens says, I rewatched the tape. Edwards is a monster. That's what's up, man. Yeah, Gyra Edwards would be huge. Now we're talking about Tayden Kawa, who's also a big man, 6'4", 225 pounds, threw for 3,200 yards and 35 touchdowns last season. And I know the quarterbacks that we've been talking about recently have been Jet Thamala, who's currently committed to Iowa State, and then also Matt Ponitowski, right? I don't know. Has anybody had an opportunity to watch Tayden Kawa's highlight tape? I haven't yet, to be honest. I was busy with some stuff today. I want to dive into it. And I found it interesting. I don't know. He's not on the staff or anything like that, but Tua's dad has been in Tuscaloosa. I guess he's like helping recruit, or at least, words of wisdom to guys who are maybe, coming over to Tuscaloosa, and a great family, really great person. That's why I'm hopeful. Can you imagine? This is my dream. My dream is that they get Tayden Kawa and Malachi Lee. You imagine that? Malachi Lee's the offensive tackle. That would be crazy. 2 guys from Hawaii in the same class? Yes, please. No, Jarvis, right? Yeah, put him on payroll. Although I would imagine with Tua's contract, what Tua get, like 35 mil? Galu's probably doing pretty well. All right, you saw Kamarion Johnson shut down his recruitment yesterday. That was huge for many different reasons. Talking about defensive linemen, here's your defensive lineman. Sam Utu up in the house, 6'5", 330 pounds. He committed. Number 22 player in the state of California. Yeah, Frank, that's what we were just talking about today, right here, in case you guys missed it. Tayden Kawa is the quarterback out of Hawaii that got offered. Big Homie 43 is saying, why not more defensive linemen? You know, look, so you got Kamarion Johnson, who I just showed, right? And he kind of shut things down. I think that this particular position in high school is very hard to recruit. Same thing in the transfer portal. You got to spend, and I know people talk about big dollars for quarterbacks, but I think you got to spend big dollars for defensive linemen. So maybe the strategy here is, because you do have some guys, you do have some guys that are younger on the defensive line, right? Like Steve Ambua, who just got here. Jeremiah Beeman is in development. I think he'll play this year. James Smith, I think he'll play a lot this year as well. Tim Keenan will be the vet in that room. But you have some younger guys. You got, London Simmons as well. So, yeah, that defensive line is hard to recruit. But I love this addition as well, and I explained this morning why. Here are the current commits right now as we look at the board. 6 commitments in the house. You got Jordan Edmonds, Zion Gibson, Jamarian Matthews, Sam Utu, Chris Booker, and Kamarion Johnson. Let me ask you guys real quick inside the comment box. Who do you think is next to commit? Who do you think is next to commit? Because I haven't seen an actual timeline on Gyra Edwards. And I know Gyra Edwards was just, predicted, but I haven't seen like a timeline for him to commit. So who do you think inside the comment box will be next to commit? Do you think Brian Williams, the wide receiver out of Florida, Gyra Edwards, someone else? Chad saying, I'm hearing Tank Jones may not be a lock, but who is? Damn. Ooh, Tayden Davis. Yeah, he was recently here. I think that would be a big pickup as well. Man, I think you got to get Tank. Can you imagine if you do get Tank? Okay, Juan is saying Cedarian Morgan, right? And I think I have a graphic here. I'm going to go. This was our raffle today. But if you look right here, this is kind of the commitment list. Who should I add to this board? So we got Xavier Crowwell. The commitment date is June 26th. You got Xavier Griffin. His commitment date is June 29th. You got Brian Williams. His commitment date is TBA, right? Cedarian Morgan commitment date. Man, that's going to be a busy, week for us. Booby Feaster, July 4th. Gyra Edwards, July 5th. Malachi Lee, August 15th, and then Matt Panatowski, August 15th. Is there anyone else that I need to add to this that you guys want? I'll write it down right now so I can get it added to tomorrow's show. I was trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out some of these dates, and some of them we just don't have yet. So Jarvis is saying Xavier Crowwell. Damn, that means we'd have to wait some time for our next commitment, right? But when the levy breaks, damn, Alabama's class could shoot up to what, like number 1 or number 2? Okay, Nolan Wilson. Chad wants Nolan Wilson. All right, I'll research that commitment date. Team U, Ryan Williams is next. So you guys are saying Brian Williams is next? Yeah, this is all 2026. Yeah. What's up, From? Good to see you up in the house, bro. I see you, Crimson Angel. Thanks for the call today, too. Hey, what about Tank Jones? Do we have a date? I'll add Tank Jones. Good call. My bad for not having that. All right. Tank Jones. We'll add Nolan Wilson, Tank Jones. What about, I guess, Tayden Davis? Do we want him? All right. Sincere Johnson. Love that name. All right. There's a couple other ones that we could add. So, you know, as they come in, we'll talk. But but thanks for kicking with me tonight on the Nightcap. I usually try to keep these like 30 minutes or so. I know you guys have a million different things to do, and I try to shoot for like that 8 p.m. window. I'm on live every day at 10 a.m., and I'll make an announcement if I need to adjust like my daily schedule. Usually I hit that 10 a.m. mark, no problem. It works out with my schedule. I know you guys are doing stuff. But, you know, keep your heads on the swivel for more Nightcap shows when I can jump on, or when major news happens. And look, sometimes I'm the only person on this YouTube channel. So sometimes, you know, life is happening when news is happening, as it always does. I mean, I'm usually at my house all the time, but I'll dip out, or I'll, you know, be traveling, or I might play golf and news will happen. I'll try to get it up as fast as I can. But there's a lot of great content creators, so please support all the great channels and everybody, you know, talking Alabama football. They do an amazing job. I've worked with most of them, and, you know, all those guys, their heart is definitely in what they do. So love all the grind. But I appreciate you guys kicking it with me today, and for calling in. That was a great call-in show this morning. So you guys call in tomorrow, or be there tomorrow, rather, at 10 a.m. Central Time, Bama Football on YouTube. Enjoy your life. Get some rest. Get some reading in. Right? Watch something funny. I love to watch stuff that is funny. I don't know. It's just, I like to stay lighthearted. Give a thumbs up. Enjoy your life. Kick it. And, you know, catch you guys tomorrow right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Good night. Sweet dreams. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama on this fine Wednesday, June 11th. Kyle Henderson of Bama.